Hey AI enthusiasts, welcome to GenAILearniverse. Today we're going to build something really cool, a background blur app that automatically detects people in photos and blurs the background while keeping them in focus. Before we dive into the code, let me show you what we're building. Our app has a super clean and user-friendly interface with these cool features. Upload any image you want using Browse button. Control the blur effect with a simple slider. Slide right for more blur, left for less. Click Process Image and watch as our AI detects people and blurs everything else. Download your professionally blurred image with one click. Okay, so now let's dive into the code. For this project, we'll be using the Segformer B2 clothes model from Hugging Face. Even though it's named for clothes detection, it's perfect for detecting people in photos too. Let me quickly show you what this model can do. When I hover over pants, it detects pant. Over a shirt, it shows upperwear. Everything else other than the section where human appear, it marks as background. While this model can detect different clothing parts, we'll focus on using it to separate people from backgrounds. This is exactly what we need to create our background blur effect. Let's open PyCharm and run it as administrator. Now let's create a folder and give it a name as AI Tools. I will create a Python file and will give it a name, Blur Images. Here, we're importing all the tools we need. Streamlit is for creating our web interface. PIL, Python Imaging Library, helps us handle image processing. Transformers gives us our AI capabilities. And Torch checks if we have a GPU to make things faster. We will also be using some other libraries I have imported here that we will understand later in this project. Let's set up our logging system. It helps us track what's happening in our app and if any errors occur. Here we're creating our main background blur class. When we create it, we tell it where our AI model is stored, model path. The device line checks if we have a GPU, CUDA available. If we do, it'll use that for faster processing. If not, it uses the CPU. In the load model function, we're setting up our AI model. We use the pipeline from transformers for image segmentation, detecting people in images, giving it our model path and device that we set up earlier. If anything goes wrong while loading, it'll catch the error and let us know. The refine mask function cleans up the AI's detection. It converts the mask to numbers using NumPy, makes it black and white using a threshold of 128. Anything above becomes white, below becomes black, and adds a slight blur to smooth the edges. In Process Image, we're doing the main work. First, we use our AI model to detect people in the image and create a mask. We clean up that mask using our refine mask function from earlier. Then we invert the mask, swap black and white because we need it to show where the person is, not the background. Here we make a copy of the original image and apply blur to it. The blur level determines how blurry the background gets. Then we use image.composite to combine our sharp foreground, the person, with the blurry background using our mask. The final image is returned along with none, meaning no errors occurred. If anything goes wrong during processing, we catch the error and return none for the image and the error message. The main function sets up our web app. We configure the page to be wide layout and add some CSS to make our buttons and images look better on the page. Here we set up storage for our processed images in session state so we don't lose them. Specify where our AI model is stored and create our background blur processor. Now we will add app title and description. Here, we create a two-column layout. In the left column, we put an upload button that accepts JPG and PNG images. When someone uploads an image, we display it right away with a caption. In the right column, we create a slider that lets users control how blurry they want the background to be. It goes from 0, no blur, to 30, maximum blur, with 15 as the default value. We add a process image button. When clicked, or if we haven't processed the image yet, we show a loading spinner and use our background blur processor to blur the background. The blur level from our slider determines how strong the blur effect is. If there's an error, we show it. Otherwise, we save the processed image in our session state and display it. We also convert the image to bytes so users can download it. Finally, we add a download button so users can save their processed image. Okay, perfect. So now our code is ready. Let's try to run it and see if it works fine or it gives any error. To run the program, as I have explained in my previous videos, I will open it in console and enter Streamlit run command. Okay, so everything is working fine as expected. Now let's try to upload some image to add background blur effect. I have selected this image and now you can see the resulted image is blurred. If I need to increase the blur intensity, I will increase it using this slider and click the process image and it will add the background blur. If I need to download the processed image, I will click on download button and it will download the blurred background image for you.